come with me with Tava. No places too far. Come with me with Tava. No places too far to go. We can take you around the world. Catch this flight with me with Tava. No places too far to go. New places, new faces, yeah, new zip codes. New money, NFTs and plus crypto. Don't need care cash no more. Digital currency on me. Overseas we back and forth. Round trips all aboard, baby. There's room at the top. We'll save a spot for you. Can't no one limit us, so you should come with me with Tava. No places too far. Come with me with Tava. No places too far to go. We can take you around the world. Catch this flight with me with Tava. No places too far to go.
If you ain't up, you need to be up. This is an amazing training today. I need y'all to do this right now. Tag your friends, tag your family, tag your cousins, tag your everybody, okay? Because what we're getting ready to talk about today is something that you don't want to miss. We all have it, we all do it, but do we do it right? Do we do it right? So I want to introduce to some and present to others an amazing woman who I've had the honor and pleasure to meet through this amazing company, Tava. I started out as a customer, but I was so sold out like, okay, I'm like, I got to do this. I got to get in. And our products are not on trial because they are amazing and they work. I want to bring none other than a young lady who knows how to get to the money. She loves helping people. She loves going above and beyond. She definitely has all the information because anything that I've learned from her, I've done nothing but soar. I've done nothing but increase, and I continue to rise and have that momentum in my life. I want to present to some and introduce to others none other than Miss Krisha Peace. Woo!
I was like, who's about to come out here?
You
about to come out. They didn't tell me somebody else was coming on.
No, you are an amazing woman, impactful, and I'm so honored and blessed to have you in my life. So I know we're getting ready to hear some amazing information, some wisdom, some nuggets, some knowledge. So take it away.
Oh my God, thank you, Jennifer. First, let me give it back to you, my right hand, my homegirl, always got my back. Thank you for being here. Yes, she was a customer first, and look at her right now on Tava Lifestyle. What is this? This is a group page. So this is all our Tavans. What's up, Tava? Happy New Year. I am so excited to be before you. Listen, we got some new things popping. Thank you to our engineer who always got us our backs and making sure we on top of our game. Thank you to Mr. and Mrs. Lloyd for your yes, and your yes all over again. Thank you for always thinking of us, and Happy New Year to you and your family. And of course, our Tava Angels, all right? Because without them, oh my God, where would I be? I would be somewhere crazy in the corner, but they always make sure that my business is ran smoothly. And thank you to all of you Tavans that's out here working and grinding and getting your mindset together. Today, we talking about mastering your mindset, creating the mindset. And how do you create the mindset? You got to get started with you first. All right. So I want y'all to write this down. Daily affirmations. It is so important. It is something that I do every day, something that I learned in my very first network marketing company a very long time ago when I very first heard of Mr. and Mrs. Shantae Lloyd, right? Y'all know that company that he talks about all the time, his first network marketing company, from where he was at a place where he was broke as hell to living well. Y'all remember that? Right? I'm talking a long time ago when I learned about affirmations. And so you see them right here behind me, my daily affirmations. Write down some affirmations and start them where I am. That's the first thing I wanted to tell y'all. The second thing I wanted to share with y'all is your subconscious mind does not know, right, the truth or a lie. So let me tell you something. Speak positive into your life. You have to figure out what is that thing that is holding you back. Is it toxic people? Is it negative conversations? Right? This year I said that last year we talked about income producing activity. This year our mindset is income producing conversations. We got to have good conversations with people. Conversations that's going to better us, conversations that's going to push us, and conversations that's going to hold us accountable when we're not doing the things that we're supposed to do. See, we have to get to a place where we figure out that pain point. You know, a lot of us are struggling in silence and we battle with things that nobody knows about. But when you go to the doctor, you know what that doctor do, and you tell him, listen, my arm hurt, my leg hurt. You know what the doctor do? He start poking around, right? He start poking around until he find that pain point. See, I'm going to bring my girl Jennifer Wilson back, right? Because we're going to talk a little bit about those pain points and how to focus on your pain point, because your pain can push your passion and it can take your life to another level. See, the doctor is going to say, where's that? Is it between your shoulder? Is it near your elbow? And then when you say, ow, oh, right there, then the doctor knows exactly where that pain point is, and he knows how to evict the pain by giving you something to make you feel better. You feel me, Jennifer?
Girl, I feel you deeper than you know. Okay. Let's tag a little bit on that pain point. And that doctor analogy that she gave y'all is a perfect example, because if you lie when you go to the doctor, you're not going to get the result that you want, which is to ease the pain. You're not going to get the right medication. The doctor may prescribe you something that may be wrong because you didn't tell the truth. So when you identify, that's the first step. She said, identify the pain point. What is that pain point? That's actually coming into the fruition and the knowledge and acknowledging, okay, something is wrong. Something is not right. And our bodies will talk to us. Our bodies tell us, like, God created us a certain way for our bodies to communicate things to us that are not right. So once you've identified that pain point, the next thing you got to do, you got to press into the pain. You got to lean into the pain. And what I mean by that, because she just said that, she said, you know, they poking around, right? And they pressing and they trying to figure out what's going on. I need y'all to write that down. Press into the pain. Press into the pain. When you do that, you're going to unlock a wealth of health, a wealth of being able to walk into the journey of walking down that path of what you really want, which is to feel better, to get better, better results, whatever better is to you, because better to one person may be better to something else. So I'm a firm witness of pressing into that pain. Some of y'all know my story, some of y'all don't. You know, when I came to Tava, I met Christian. I was a customer, as I said, but I was living in a domestic violence shelter at the time. So I was the lowest place in my life. And I had to press into this pain of, okay, like, what's wrong? What's really going on? I had to look at me. And I had to look at what pain points that I have and why am I in this place and how am I going to get myself out?
So that is so good. That is so good. You know what you said? You said I had to look inside of me.
Yes.
And I told you, I said, listen, I never been in this type of pain, but I've dealt with a different type of pain. But pain is pain. But I can tell you some things that I did to get me out of that dark space. Read this book. Tap into this mindset. Yes. Do these affirmations. Go look in the mirror. Write an apology letter to yourself. All those things that I told you to do, I couldn't tell you how to become a millionaire. I could tell you how to become a thousandaire, but I couldn't tell you how to become a millionaire because I hadn't reached that, but I knew that. And I said, but what I can do is I can help you with some of the things that help me. And when you tap into yourself, that's when it changes. And I think that that's where we tap into that grind, because you can either sit in your pain and die from your pain, or you can figure out something to relieve your pain, right? Whatever that thing may be. And you have to grind to get out of that pain.
But even, let me tell you, let's pause for a minute, because even before I got to the grind, like, you gave me all the information. I had to ask myself, what are my limiting beliefs? I need y'all to write that down. What are my limiting beliefs that was holding me back from being the person that I really wanted to be, or the person that I knew I was destined to be, or the person that I thought I could be?
Yeah.
Right. And that's all different things.
Yeah.
What we think sometimes is,
and that's all three. That's three different type of people.
Remember? Yeah, it is 3 different type of people.
People that's gonna watch you do it. The people that's gonna join you to do it. And the people that just don't even know what the heck is going on. So you had to make a decision from those. Oh, that was so good.
And I had to ask myself, what are my limiting beliefs? So I'm going to give y'all an example, because some people may not know what a limiting belief is. These are those things that you may have been taught. You may have been raised. I was raised by my grandparents. My mom didn't raise me because she passed from breast cancer when I was 8. So my grandparents had a different frame of thought and a different culture, and they were older, raising younger children. So that in itself is a whole different dynamic. So a limiting belief are those things that you tell yourself that somebody might have said, and then you ran with it and said, oh, you can't do that. What? Why are you trying that? What? How you feel? How you think you're going to do that? And now how you going to get yourself out of this? These are all those limiting beliefs. Right? So I literally wrote them down. Write these things down, y'all. The Bible says, write the vision, make it plain. So write those limiting beliefs down. And that apology letter, yes, that leans into forgiveness. You got to forgive yourself. I had to forgive my grandparents. I had to forgive a whole lot of people. But when you have those limiting beliefs, I had to forgive myself, because we hold ourselves in condemnation. We hold ourselves in a place that God has already released us from, because when you ask for forgiveness, God like, okay, I'm throwing that into the sea of forgiveness. So, move on. Like David, he washed his face and had another baby. Okay. Yeah, he was sad. Yeah, he lost his son, but he was the king.
Yes.
The king. He still had a whole nation to take care of. He had a whole group of people that he had to lead. When you are a leader, things are going to happen.
Yes, and you gotta hold it together.
Your own home first. You have to be the CEO of one first. You're a leader in your home. You're a leader of your children. You're a leader of your finances. All of us are leaders, and you don't have to have a title to have a leader. So once I really realized what my limiting beliefs was, then I was able to move and grind. And to me, grind is taking that action. Then I had to take action and make the steps to start moving towards the goals that I set on my paper. The goals that I got to get out this show.
This so good. This so good. This is so good, because let me tell you why. Then you moved into the grind. Y'all know what I like to say grind is. I like to say grind is girls raised in Detroit, but that's a whole nother topic. But anyway, listen, here's the thing. The grind is this. This is my thing. I don't want to grind myself out, because sometimes you can grind yourself out. You gotta be so mentally prepared to grind yourself to focus on the focus. Because if you grind yourself out, you will grind yourself into dust, then you'll burn yourself out. That's why you find people jump into business to business to business, because they don't have the business mindset to grind it out instead of grinding it down. Right. So my thing is, you have to put your place in the grind. Like you said, if you don't have no grind, you're not going to get no paycheck. Like that's in any business. If you don't have no grind, you're not, because faith without work. What scripture is that?
Faith without works is dead.
Okay, so
Faith
that means you ain't got to put action into what we doing. Yes, we can have this crystal clear mindset. Yes, we can meditate. Yes, we can pray. And if you're not praying and then being quiet and listening, then you already done messed up, because you have to make it to a point where no matter what, that this thing got to work. That's just how I feel with my Tava business. I tried other things in my business that did not work for me, but may have worked for somebody else. So what do I have to do? I had to get into my grind to find out what it works for me. What can I create? What do I want out of Tava? For me, I have a whole new set of goals that I'm going to grind on in 2023 than I had in 2022, because my mindset shifted. But I am so crystal clear with myself that I knew that I can shift my mindset. Now I can get into the grind. What is the grind? Creating a system. What's a system? My grind system right now is to sell 3 valet 30s a day to make $105, which is $735 a week, which is almost
break them numbers down. Break it. That's right.
That's my grind right now, because that's my check. Because you can have the mindset, but the equation is mindset plus grind set equals a paycheck.
Now let's talk about the grind set a little bit more right there. Let's stay right there in that vein. You said that. Now I want to recap just a couple things you just said. Once you shifted your mind, right? Then you were able to shift your goals, because you knew that you were comfortable in your own lane. To me, grind is staying in my lane. Like me and Krishan, we're two different people. I'm the pop-up shop girl. People know that. My thing of staying in my own lane is I ask God, and she's so right. Prayer is the first place where you take everything, your business, everything. I asked God when I joined Tava, I said, okay, God, how can I stand out? What's going to make me different? How can I be creative and still make the goals that I set for myself in my paycheck, right? Because I knew one thing, I had to get out that shelter. So I decided I'm going to create beverages. I'm going to create fun drinks. And when I tell y'all, that thing took off, soar, and is still running like never before, because I said it before God and I asked God, what's going to make me stand out? So ask yourself, sometimes you got to revisit, okay? And then some things you got to retire. Some things you may have been doing before may not work in this season. That's a part of that mindset. And don't be afraid of change. Change is growth. Our God is an ever-evolving God. He's an ever-changing God. And some people are afraid of change. They're afraid to shift. So if that's where you are, then you got to take that before God. Lord, help me change my thought process in a way where I'm not afraid to change. I'm not afraid to step out. I'll give y'all an example. One of the things Krishan said to me, she said, the most embarrassing picture that you don't like is going to be your best money maker. And it was, because I was also dealing with Bell's palsy, and she knew my hair fell out. And I sent her this picture. My hair was all over the place. And she was like, oh my God, I'm about to edit it. I'm about to send it back to you, and you got to share it. And I'm telling you, once I did that, I had so many people in my inbox. Oh my God, how did you grow your hair? Oh my God, your hair looks so healthy. And it was just getting out of me. So you got to step outside of yourself. Put away the fear. Fear is false evidence appearing real. Get away from the fear, and don't let fear lock you into a grip where you're stuck and become stagnant and you can't move. Fear is normal, but it should not cripple you.
You should face it. That's the biggest. That's
right. That's where I was going. Face the fear.
Face the fear.
That allows you
like, I'm chasing facing my fears in
Yes,
2023.
me
I
too.
want the things that I am scared of, because the
Yes,
very things that you are scared of is the very thing that's going to push you to your grind. The
yes,
very thing that you are afraid of, that when you do it, even when you're scared to do it, when you get up and make the video for your product, even when you don't
yes,
want to, when you
yes,
get up and call that customer and ask them how they like, that is the grind. That is
yes,
the grind of the business. When you're calling customers back and you following up with them, that is the grind. When you really getting yourself up to put the order in so that it can ship on to their house, that is the grind. That is the work that you have to do. But if the money, it's not going to just fall in your lap. Mr. Lloyd is not just going to call you and say, I'm sending a check to your Zelle. It don't work like that. Like, you got to put in the grind. That's why success does not happen overnight. Success only happens and people have different measures of success, but
right.
energy grows where it goes. So wherever you're putting
That's
the
good.
energy into, that's what's going to grow. And if you're not growing, what's happening? You're dying.
Ooh.
Everything has to have room for growth.
Yes.
Everything has to grow. That's why I say don't grind yourself out. Don't grind yourself down. Grind yourself out. You have to grind yourself out, because if you grind yourself down, you're going to grind yourself down to dust. And then you want to give up. But you didn't come this far to only come this far. So it got to be some end. It has to be some end that's satisfying to you, because you got to master the grind. You got to master the mindset. You got to master it. Okay. Mm-hmm. You can't just think you're going to try something one time and it didn't work, so you're going to give up. No, you try it for a good amount of time. You try it until you get some results. It's like a science project. You got to create some data, right? You got to come out with a hypothesis.
Yeah,
you got to know what the heck is going on and what's causing the cause of effect to whatever it is that you're trying to do. That is the grind. The grind is pushing the action button. But what's okay about the grind is that if you miss it, you can reset
it. Let's talk about that real quick. You said the mastering of the grind. Your mind without the grind is dead. And what we're saying today, y'all, if you don't take action, you broke. If you don't take action, you broke.
And it's not the season to be broke, because right now you got some of the youngest millionaires and billionaires in the world. I'm talking 28, 29, 30 years old. All through what? Right here. Social sharing. Because we are a social sharing company. Why aren't we socially sharing? We got that's a grind too. Get grind on your social media pages.
And if you don't know, invest in yourself and learn. Krishan is an amazing content creator. I've taken her class. There are other people that have taken her classes, and I'm telling you.
But you ain't got to even take the class. You could go on TikTok. TikTok is a search engine. You can go on TikTok and put in how to sell health and wealth.
What I was saying was invest in yourself is what I'm saying. However you figure that out, however you do that, invest in yourself. When you master something, you have to have consistency. Consistency plus discipline equal results. Because if I didn't keep taking that valet 30, and if I didn't keep putting the products in my system, I wouldn't have had my own result. You still got to be a product of the product, and you still have to continue to move. Don't look. The Bible says, don't let your left hand know what your right hand is doing. So don't look to the left, don't look to the right. Stay focused on the focus and stay in your lane. And here's the thing. This is a plain analogy. Just think about when you're driving on the freeway. If you stay in your lane, you're not going to have an accident. If you're not swerving, trying to be over here, you're not going to have an accident because you're focused on your lane and where you're going. And it's the same thing in life. It's the same thing in business. When you're focused and in your lane and do what works for you, because Krishan said, she said, find out what works best for you in your business and the things that God has already gifted you with. You've already put them in your hands. You just got to take it back to him, God, and say, okay, God, you gave me this. I have this. How do you want me to use this to maximize my results? How do you want me to use this to maximize and grow and so I can grind the way you want me to grind. I can't grind the way she want me to grind. I gotta grind the way he want me to grind.
Yeah.
Because we both have different gifts and talents. So you have to invest in yourself, and you have to, and investment is not always money. Sometimes it is money, because sometimes I have to spend that money to learn and get the knowledge. But investment is also time.
Yes.
Sit down, take the time and do the research.
Ooh,
do the work. You know, a lot of people are just lazy. Don't be lazy. Don't be lazy, y'all. Don't be lazy, y'all. We want y'all to.
But this is the thing. The laziness comes with the mindset. And that's why I say you got to have the mindset to know that I am going to get up and do this no matter what. You know, even that's when your success comes, when you do the very things that you don't want to do.
Yes.
And I'm telling you that every single time I be like, oh, I don't feel like doing this. I don't feel like making this video. Or it can be a day like, yes, my thing is retail, but not all the time do I sell a product, right? And that can be very discouraging if you've been posting all day long and you didn't make not one sale. So now you got to evaluate yourself and be like, okay, what do they like and what do they don't like? They don't want me to just put the bottle in the screen and say, buy this. They want me to dance with the bottle. They want me to drink it. Then they won't purchase, right? So you have to learn your audience. You got to learn your customers. You got to know what people want and stick in your lane, like Jennifer said, because Jennifer is the pop-up queen when it comes to doing pop-ups. She get majority of her customers, her clients, and make her money through her pop-ups. But when I saw her pop-up, I knew why, because her table looked like something that came out of a magazine. So I see why you attracting all these people to your table, right? Jennifer was like, girl, I ain't no social media person. I'm like, you can learn it if you really want to. I'll teach you and show you some of the things. When she got consistent on that, it started working for her, and she dibbled and dabbled in it. But her thing is the pop-ups, and vice versa from me. My thing is not the pop-ups, right? When I do a pop-up, yes, I can do well at it, but my thing is posting for purpose on my social media pages. Right. That's where majority of my clients and customers come from. So I know how to stick and stay in my lane. Not all the time do it work, but when you put in the grind, that's when the grind comes in. When you put in the grind, then your people will start looking for you to pop up at the pop-ups. Your people will start looking for you to post on your pages. Your people will start looking for you at the church functions. You would then set up a system from your grind, and your grind will turn into your brand.
I want y'all to know everything y'all want is on the other side of fear. I need y'all to write this down. You cannot think one thing and will another. And what I mean by that is whatever you think, whatever you say is exactly what you will have. If you tell yourself, I can't do that, you're not. But if you tell yourself you can, you can. So it wasn't until I decided, you know what, I'm just going to learn it. Like she said, I'm just going to learn it. And I'm still doing it. I'm still learning it. And I'm fine tuning it. Don't be afraid of revisiting some things and retweaking some things and retooling some things to take you to a different place. You have to try. Like if I never tried the product, I wouldn't be a product of the product. You got to try the product. You can't just say, okay, I'm
in love with the product.
Yes. And that's exactly what happened to me. And those stories are still moving to this day. Those stories of being a product of the product and how the product helped me, I'm still getting people involved and interested in the product to this day, to the point where I now got people coming to ask me to speak about these products.
The grind and the hustle.
Absolutely. This is exciting. I love mindset because everything ends and begins with a thought. Yeah. Think about it. That, you know, whatever clothes you got on, it started with a thought. whatever product, hair products you use. Somebody had to say, okay, this is a problem. How can I solve this problem? So it all started with a thought. And then that person created that drink, that shirt, that whatever. That's how we come up with every item we use every day. Somebody started with a thought. It was a
And that
problem.
thought was small and it got
Yes.
big. Because
Yes.
everything that was once small,
Everything that was once big.
What big
Was, yes.
once
There you
small.
go.
So
yes.
This right here, like mindset to me is so good, but I think that people got to get butt naked honest with themselves and really tap into really doing the mindset. Like really rewatching this video and taking the tips, right? And really writing it down. Really going to get your LLC. Really going to get your business bank account, right? Really striving to sell a product a day. I think that people really got to get really honest with themselves and really figure out a plan. Yes, this is Tava. It's not Tava responsibility to make sure that we get the checks. We don't work for Tava. We join Tava as business partners. So in order for us to get the checks that we want, we have to have the right mindset, but we have to connect that mindset with the grind set. So now you got everything you need. We said pray. We said do your affirmations. We said focus on yourself and write letters to yourself. But we also told you to put in the work. We also told you to go learn your back office. Really learn how to put a proper way to put in a customer. Learn how, if your customer call you and say, hey, I don't know how to log into my back office and I need to know when my order coming. You should be able to know how to go into your back office and go under your customer account and tell your customer where their order is. It just shows that you are really grinding in your business and that you know your business. Know your business. Know your products. You don't have to know every ingredient, but know one or two. The ones that reflect to you, the ones that you got your results from. Share those products, right? Where you got your results, because then it's authentic and it's coming off as truth, right? So people want to trust you. So you want to be able to build trust. That's a part of the grind, because we don't want customers that we just sell to one time. We want customers that we build a relationship with that are repetitive, that's causing conversion in your business, and they're coming back. But it takes a grind to do that, because you got to call them and say, hey, we got a special. You got to call them and say, hey, have you been into your back office lately? You got to call them and say, hey, your smart ship didn't go through. Hey, you want me to put that through to you? It's grind in that. It's work in that. And so I just feel like faith without works is definitely dead.
That is so good. You said two words in that. You said conversion. Conversion. I come from the background of recruiting. So we have what is called as an evergreen requisition. So that evergreen requisition is those are positions with high turnover, right? So since I know that, I always got to keep something in that place. And those tips that she just gave y'all about the follow-up, hey, your smart ship didn't work. Let me call corporate for you. Become customer service. That's very, very important. You have to lend yourself and extend yourself. People have to be able to relate to you. But everything and begins with the thought. If you're all over the place, your business is going to be all over the place. If your mind all over the place, everything else is going to be all over the place. And so it's never too late to reel in your mind and start. You can restart at any given point in time. When you make a decision and you make a choice, because everything is also a choice. We decided to join Tava. We made a choice to do that. And sometimes we have to go back and we have to look at our why. We have to go back and your why doesn't always be the same. My why has changed, because once I moved out the shelter, my next why was
new levels.
That's right. New levels. So once I did that,
I'm on a new level.
I had to change my why. So now my focus, again, I shifted my focus. She said that earlier, focus on the focus. And if you don't know what your focus is,
figure it out. Bosses, figure it out.
Yeah, and God is the one person that can tell you that, because he's the creator of all creators. He created everything. He created us. He knows everything about us before we even do it. He knows when we're going to fail. He knows we're going to jack up. But the great thing about God, he's still right there waiting to help us. He loves you no matter what.
You know what I got out of that? This is what I got out of that. You are already fully equipped with everything you need to get in your grind. You already got everything you need. Especially when it comes to business. If you think of yourself as a business partner with Tava, and your task is to organize your business, that's the first step you need to do. What customers do you want? First of all, figure out what product worked with you, what product helped you, and what's your result. That's the first part of your grind. Now that product, now you take it to your people and share your story. Once you share the story, listen, people know when I came to Tava, my back of my head was shaved and I had a bob. That's what people know. That's what people know. So what is the one product that I sell most of than anything? Valet 30. Because that will continuously be my story of how my hair grew 21 inches in 17 months through Valet 30. So when you're fully equipped, you don't have to struggle to figure out how to sell, because it just comes off so naturally, because you so believe in your product. You know that it works. You have results. You don't have to ask nobody. You don't have to. You pulling up your own pictures on your phone showing people. When I pull up that hair picture, baby, it is what?
No question. Exactly.
I have no problem with selling a bottle of Valet. I have people coming to my door. The ladies in this building, they come knock on my door. You got some of that vitamin? Because why?
We may have some people out there like that may say, okay, I don't know where to start. How do I start like reshifting my mindset? What would I'm in the middle, how do I just start all over again? What would you tell them?
I would tell them your very first start is to, after this call, is to go to the dollar store, get you a board, go get you some magazines and some scissors, and meet us here tonight at 8 o'clock for our vision board party with our CEO, Miss Shantae Lloyd. That's what you need to do. Come back here tonight. This is where you need to get started at for you to set your vision for 2023. Make sure you have your favorite cocktail or your CBD coffee. That's what I'll be having. Your snacks, your poster board, your scissors, your glue, and several magazines. You can even do what I did, guys. If you have an at-home printer, you can go onto Google and find you some words and some sayings that you want to use and print them off on your printer. You can cut out some letters. You can purchase letters at the dollar store, and you meet us right back here tonight at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, y'all. Here's the flyer right here. Get the information, get your teams, and meet us. And we're going to have a virtual vision board party and this is hosted by our very own CEO Shantae Lloyd, but y'all know a couple of months ago, we launched a new entity, and it's called Falling in Love with Myself Again. And I think we may hear a little bit more information about that website tonight. So I am super excited about this. And this is where you're going to start. And then to get your week started next week, you're going to meet us back here for Wednesday, Wealth Building Wednesday with Lachelle Pierre, right? Our Director of Operations, and Crystal Wilson from Columbia, South Carolina, right? So they're going to be talking about insuring in the key of life. Now, this is going to be really, really good, because let me tell y'all something. It is time for us to get our affairs in order. So I'm really excited about Wealth Building Wednesday. You know, and that all goes with the grind. That all goes with the mindset. And that all goes with taking care of your business, having your credit together. It's important. And let me tell y'all the importance of getting your LLC and an EIN number and putting Tava under your LLC and your EIN. And it's not all about tax credits, but it's also about business credit.
Yes.
Okay,
yes,
that's a whole nother. So
that's a whole nother session.
That's a whole nother session. But it's definitely about building your business credit so that you can get the credit and the money to invest in your business, like invest in things like classes for your mindset, classes to better your business. All of that then becomes a tax write-off that you can pay for with your business credit. That's a mindset as well.
It's
a mindset with getting your money together.
Yes.
Right? And being a good stewardess of your money and being a good stewardess of your business. That's a grind. That's a grind set. Being a good steward of your business, calling that customer back after you told them you was going to call them back to check on them once they got their product, and you ain't called, when you can go in your back office and see when the product was delivered. That's a grind set. So we're going to leave it right there. I hope y'all got something out this call. I had a good time with you, sis. Thank you.
Always. We always have a good time. I appreciate everyone who tuned in today. Reshare this video. Like this video. You know someone who could benefit from this information outside of yourself. And so we admonish you. Share this. Extend it to others, because 2023 is a whole...
all about me. Be me. That's what y'all need to say. Be me. Becoming me. I am becoming. That's what we need to be saying right now. I am becoming. I am being me in 2020.
And figure out what it is that you're becoming. Figure out what it is that you are seeking God for. If you're seeking God, we want you to. But ask God to show you. And I love this when you said this earlier. When we pray, now be quiet, so you can listen and hear what he has to say to you about you, for you, because God wants to tell you those secret things. The Bible tells us that. I want to tell you those secret things that nobody knows but God. So I love y'all.
It's important to surround yourself around good, influential people, and people that's gonna have your back, but also that's gonna hold you accountable. That's also gonna pray with you. That's also gonna tell you when your boo-boo do stink and that you gonna have to deal with it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think all of that kind of goes with everything. You got to pick your tribe. Like, your tribe got to be like very valuable. You got to treat them valuable, and they got to treat you valuable. I think your tribe is important, because sometimes we can't even get into our grind because we surrounded around so much toxicity.
And that is so important. And that goes back to that word I said, retire. Everybody not meant to be in your life forever. So some people, it's time for them to leave the tribe, because God may be taking you and shifting you somewhere else where those people may be toxic to where God is taking you. And sometimes we want, we've been friends for 20 years. We've been friends for 30 years. That don't mean nothing when it comes to your destiny. Everybody that's a part of your history is not a part of your destiny. And that was a pain point for me, y'all. I'm just being transparent. That's something I had to learn in 2022. But in 2023, I'm becoming me. I'm continuing.
That door is narrow, and we got all this luggage, and we keep doing this.
Yep. And you're not gonna get through.
You can't get through some bags. You gotta let that stuff go.
You gotta let it go so you can soar. Because it is God's absolute desire and plan for you to excel. That's Jeremiah 29:11. He said, "For I know the plans that I have for you. I know the plans, the thoughts that I think of you. Plans for you to have a hope and an expected end." Now, it's so many translations of that, because I love that scripture, and I read it in other versions, because one of the translations says to have an expected, to have a hope and an expected end means it's going to happen. Yeah, it's bound to happen.
So do it with the end in mind.
Yes, do it
with the end in mind.
I love that.
It. Do it with the end in mind. Put your foot to the middle and get to the grind. Get to the grind.
So you could.
That was good. I love y'all. This was so amazing. Thank you, Mr. Lloyd, for thinking of us.
Thank you.
We appreciate you.
Yes,
this
Mr.
was great.
We love y'all.
I'll see y'all tonight at the Vision Board Party.
Absolutely.
So y'all meet us right here. All right. Bye, Tava.
Come with me, with Tava, no places too far. Come with me, with Tava, no places too far to go. We can take you around the world, catch this fly with me, with Tava, no places too far to go. New places, new faces, yeah, new zip codes. No money, NFTs and plus crypto. Only care cash no more. Digital currency on me. Overseas we back and forth. Round trips all aboard, baby. There's room at the top. We'll save a spot for you. Can't no one limit us, so you should come with me. With Tava, no places too far. Come with me. With Tava, no places too far to go. We can take you around the world. Catch this fly with me. With Tava, no places too far to go.